Welcome. This is Prime Time, Full Time, Flex Time. My name is Andrell Thomas, and I'm here today to share some information with you. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry about that, but I really hope that you tune in, sit back, pay attention. I've got some dynamite information to share. It may be appropriate for you. If not you, likely in this economy, it is somebody that you know that could personally benefit from this. So, getting the particulars out of the way, I do hope that you'll consider subscribing. My goal is to, initially, I started this channel to talk about extra work, part-time work, gigs, flex time, part-time jobs, things of that nature. However, due to the climate that we're in now, my goal is to try to continue to do that, but also share information that I feel would be very helpful to you. So I do ask that you feel free to consider subscribing, like the channel. Feel free to add a comment, ask a question. I'll try to answer it. If I know it, I am going to point you to the source, and certainly turn on the notification bell. That will let you know every time I put out a new video. So thank you for tuning in again. My name is Andrell Thomas. Let's get into today's topic. So what I want to share and talk with you about is called the Hardest Hit Program. Now, the Hardest Hit Program is for someone that owns a property that they live in, and they have either fallen behind in their mortgage, you're having trouble making the mortgage payments, and you need help to avoid foreclosure. So even if you've fallen just a couple months behind, or you've gone over that 120-day mark and they began foreclosure proceedings, this information may be very helpful to you. So again, the program that I'm talking about is called the Hardest Hit Program. This was a program that came about with the Obama administration way back in 2010. The purpose of this program was to help restore stability in the housing market. So this program is helpful. Again, the main thing is to help you get back on track, or to help you get back on track, get your mortgage back current, and avoid foreclosure. So tune in, listen. I do ask that you feel free to grab pen and paper, take some notes. I am going to be putting the link below of where you can look into this program if you are in one of the participating states. So with this program, it is very helpful. I'm just checking my notes here. As I said, it has been around since 2010. The other thing that you want to make note of is this program, unless the current administration funds it greater and extends it, it is actually set to end by, there's two caveats. It ends by 2020, or when the state's program runs out of funds. So this program is first come, first served. It is a free program. I'll tell you a little bit about that. In most cases, it does not cost you to get into it. Each state that is participating has their own guidelines. For example, I live in Illinois, so the one that I'm going to talk about in general is Illinois. So if you take advantage of this program, they do attach a lien to your home. It is on your home for 5 years. But as long as you live in the property, you meet their requirements. At the end of 5 years, the monies that may have been extended to you is forgiven. So I'm telling you, this really could be a lifesaver for some folks, and it's a great program. Now, the type of person that really fits for this program, and by the way, I want to back up and say there are 18 participating states, and I'm going to share those with you. I'll also provide the link to the government program so that you could check it out, go right from the government site to your state's program. That will make it real easy for you. But the type of candidate that would want to look into this, again, if you are someone who may have lost your job at no fault of your own. So whether you are terminated, that can depend. I would encourage you still to apply for the program. If you were laid off, if you're underemployed, if you're furloughed, and again, you can't make your mortgage payment at all, or your income has been cut, this is a program for you. So no matter if that change in your employment is permanent or temporary, the goal of this program is to either help you make your mortgage payment or get you back on track, meaning bringing your loan current by basically paying the months that you've fallen delinquent. They'll pay your lender directly, whether it's assisting with your mortgage payment or again taking a lump sum and getting you back current if you're in a position to take over. So they do a review. You would submit an application right from your state's website. It's very important that you take advantage as soon as you can. The application is rather brief. They are going to pull your credit, but it's not a credit-based program, meaning you don't have to have good credit. You don't even have to have perfect credit. You can have fair or bad credit. The thing is, the main thing that they're looking for is, are you truly having a hardship? So every state has their own criteria, again, what they're looking for, but I want to stress to people, don't be concerned about your credit score, that sort of thing, not necessarily what they're looking for. So I did mention you will complete an application. They are going to pull your credit. They generally require you to submit copies if you're working, copies of paycheck stub, W-2s, and tax returns, and bank statements, kind of the standard. One of the other things they do ask you for is to submit a hardship letter. I'll give you some information there. What you do want to do with your hardship letter is you want to tell the story. So if you got caught up, for example, in COVID-19 and you were laid off because your employer's business closed, or they furloughed you and you just cannot make your mortgage payment, or you're falling behind trying to keep up with your mortgage payments, when you write your hardship letter, you want to tell the story. Really spell it out to them. Even when this program, if we get back on track and we get a solution to coronavirus, this program was here before coronavirus, and it's here until, again, the end of 2020, or until the state exhausts the funds that they have set aside for this program. So again, I want to encourage you to apply. When it comes to the hardship letter, again, be very truthful. Tell the story as to what happened. It is important that you paint the picture as to what led you to be in this position. So the other thing that I want to talk about, let me give you a couple of examples, because sometimes people are still kind of curious. Maybe a lot of people, this is another thing that people really haven't heard that much about, but it's out there, it's beneficial, and I know people that have taken advantage of it. So for example, let's say that you are underemployed. Maybe you used to make $3,000 a month, or maybe you made $5,000 a month. Well, let's say your employer, to maybe keep you on board, they cut your income down. So what the program will do when you submit your application along with your in-asset documentation, they're going to take a look at your mortgage payment, which will include taxes and insurance. They'll take a look at your expenses and see if they need to assist you with making your mortgage payment, meaning they'll help you make a portion of your mortgage payment, or if they're going to make the whole thing. For example, if you're receiving unemployment benefits, you definitely want to consider this program, because you may be in a position where you're getting just enough money to make the mortgage payment, but you are not going to have any money left over to do anything else. Or let's say you're in a situation where you have no income. You still should apply. There's various caveats to this program when it comes to them qualifying you. I don't know the specifics of all the program guidelines, so there's no harm, no foul in you applying and trying to get assistance. So again, they may opt to simply help supplement your mortgage payment. There's other cases where they will make the full payment. I know a young lady where she lost her job. She was receiving unemployment benefits. So they did a combination of two things. Not only did they bring her loan current to get her back on track, but they also assisted in making her full mortgage payment for 2 full years. Again, I said they brought her loan current, so they took a lump sum of all the payments that she was behind, paid her lender, and then they also assisted making her payments directly to her lender for 2 full years. So that's a combo. I consider that a combo because they brought you current and then they made your mortgage payment for 2 years. So for example, in Illinois, they will pay up to $35,000 or up to 2 years. So whichever one of those happens first is what you may be granted. Now, I'm not saying guaranteeing you that they're going to pay your mortgage for 2 years. I'm sure each case is different and they make the determination of how much and how long that they may look at assisting you. For example, another example, let's say that you can now make your mortgage payment, but you've already fallen maybe 4 months behind. This program can still help you because what they would do if you're approved, they are likely to simply make that lump sum payment to your lender to get you back on track. And based on your application and your income versus your debts, if they see that you can make the mortgage payments by yourself, then that's what they'll do. So again, I'm stressing to you, if your goal is to keep your personal residence, this is a viable and fantastic program for you to look into. I'm not certain if they have income limits. I'm not certain if they have loan amount limits. The main thing about this program is they want to make sure that you have not lost your source of income due to no fault on your own. I am saying if you were terminated, I would still say you should consider applying because each person's situation is different. It may be that they look at the reason that you were terminated from your job. But it's a fantastic program. I really, really hope that you consider sharing this information with others. I've been wanting to get this out for a long time, even before COVID came out. I know there's a lot of people that are hurting currently and can use this information. Let me just check my notes and see if there's other things I want to share that I may have forgotten. We talked about this being forgiven at 5 years if you still live in the house. This is for the state of Illinois. Remember, every state may have their own different guidelines. Let me read off some of the states to you, or there's actually 18 states that are participating. I'm going to read them off. Now, let me say this as well. I did check a few days ago, actually a little bit more than a week ago, and I did list the states that still have funds, and then I went back to recheck it again. Some of the states that have ran out of funds actually have reopened because they have maybe gotten more funds allotted because of COVID-19. So what I'm going to do is simply read off all the states that are participating. I'm going to allow you to go to that state and check it out for yourself because the information can change. And I don't want to say that, yeah, your state is open and you go there and you're disappointed. What I'm stressing to you is don't hesitate. Go and check it out for yourself. So the states are, I've got Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Mississippi, Nevada, New Jersey, North Carolina, Ohio, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Washington, D.C. So if your state, if you did not hear it listed, currently it is not listed on the government's website for the Hardest Hit program. Now keep in mind, the government does call this program the Hardest Hit program. Your state may call it something a little bit different, but remember, the link that I'm going to share before is going to start you off on the government's website, and it will provide a link to your state's program, so that'll point you in the right direction. Again, don't be alarmed if your state calls it something a little different. When you reach out to your state, you can just confirm, hey, this is the Hardest Hit program. Other than that, again, I'm going to encourage you, feel free to ask questions. I'm not an employee of the state, and I'm sorry, it's so hot in here. My air conditioning is acting up. I'm not an employee of the state. I'm not affiliated with this program. I just think it's fantastic. I know it's going to help and bless a lot of you if you're able to take advantage of it. And I do hope that you share. A lot of times, sometimes as humans, we tend to just get the information for ourselves. But I know that you will feel better, you will be blessed, that even if this program is not for you at this particular time, that you may know somebody that this will benefit from. So please share this information with them. Ask them to tune in and take a look at the video for themselves. So again, I hope that this is helpful. I thank you for watching today, tuning in. If you didn't catch everything, feel free to watch this video again, and do take care. By the way, I would encourage you to watch my other video if you are in a state or if you're in a situation where you are receiving unemployment benefits. I talk about states that you may be able to work part-time at the same time that you're getting unemployment benefits. Again, not every state is participating. However, you may be in a state that is participating and you can benefit. Thank you for tuning in. Do have a great day.